A deal has still not been reached between Iran and world powers over Iran's nuclear program. The intense negotiations continue today in Vienna. Secretary of State John Kerry and his team are just about to meet with the Iranian delegation there. Andrea Mitchell, NBC's chief foreign affairs correspondent, is live in Vienna where those talks are taking place, and she's joined by David Sanger with the New York Times. Andrea, good afternoon to you.
Good evening from Vienna. It's 6 p.m. here. Afternoon to you. And I'm with David Sanger, one of the team here, New York Times top national security correspondent. David, we have seen this stretch Zarif and John Kerry about to meet for the first time today, but there were interesting talks overnight. Wendy Sherman and Helga Schmidt from the European Union meeting with the two deputy foreign ministers from Iran from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., 6 hours into the early hours of the morning. That means they're looking at specifics. They're looking at draft text, and they're getting down to some of the really tough details.
Yeah, and they were a little bit grumpy about the fact that they were up until 3 a.m. doing it. They're down to three major issues at this point, Andrea. One of them is the timing of sanctions relief, politically very important to the Iranians, because they need to be able to demonstrate to the Iranian people that they've gotten something for this. And for most Iranians, this is all about getting the oil sanctions off, the economics, being able to transfer money abroad, being able to go abroad and travel freely and spend cash while they're doing it. The second big issue that they are really down to at this point is the question of how much Iran's going to have to say about its past suspected military activity. This is why the head of the IAEA, which is located just across town here, was in Tehran yesterday trying to sort that out. And a third big issue is access to military sites, all kinds of other sites that would go beyond where the IAEA normally looks at.
And we heard from President Rouhani, at least through the Iranian media, saying that we will not be discriminated against. So on that issue, they do not want to acknowledge that they're accepting any inspections that are more intrusive than any other signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, whereas the negotiators here, because of their belief that Iran has cheated in the past, want special procedures that will grant more intrusive inspections. That's very hard for Iran to accept. Interestingly, Rouhani's chief of staff arrived here today. So you now have essentially 4 top cabinet officials in the Iranian delegation. That means we're getting down to some very tough issues or the final days of a real negotiation.
Well, you're right. You know, in any negotiation that goes on for this long, the hardest political issues are the ones you save for the very end. And that's where we are now, and you can see that we've got 2 American cabinet secretaries here, and all day, Secretary Ernie Moniz, the Secretary of Energy, has been meeting with his counterpart, who's been quite ill previously, but is back here now. And what that is all about is trying to come up with a non-political, technical way to solve many of these problems, take them off of the political agenda. But some of these issues are just too hard politically to do that just between 2 engineers, even 2 who've known each other as long as those 2 have.
And Craig, the question that most Americans and certainly those in Congress would want to ask is the U.S. conceding too much? And is there going to be a deal after 20 months? And these negotiators have been here for 6 weeks working on the details. Will they come up with something? And I think David would agree that it could go either way. There's a lot invested in this. They've got a lot of work done, hard negotiations, thousands of pages have been of things that have been resolved. But that final push, it'll certainly go past Sunday because the other ministers from Russia and China and France are not going to be back here until Sunday night. But the U.S. and Iran will be here all weekend through the July 4th holiday, and it won't break on Sunday night. It could come together on Monday or Tuesday, David?
You know, you and I were both at a session with a senior Iranian official the other day where he said, well, it would be nice to have it on the 7th, but we might have it on the 10th, the day after the congressional mandate, the moment when Congress would then get 60 days to go review it. And I actually think it's conceivable, if they didn't reach their agreement, that it could, you could get a longer extension into the fall. But you have this sense right now that there's critical mass, and that if you let it sit, you may not be able to get this moment back.
And especially, Craig, because in Europe, August is really a vacation period. So for some of these other delegations, for them to be back at this in August would really not be, it would not be ideal. The momentum is here now. They either get it done now or this whole thing could fall apart. Craig?
NBC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell for us in Vienna, Austria. Andrea, thank you so much. David, thanks to you as well, sir.